Courage, vision, resilience. It's more than just a journey. It's a universe of endless possibility, where a single idea can change a man's life, creating new worlds from the ground up. I am Ricky. I'm your guide through the epic stories of Web3 pioneers. Join me and enjoy the podcast. The Tales of Web3.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Tales of Web3, Season 1, Episode 6. Today we have Alex, the founder of Drakula, also the founder or creator of the first creator coin, $ Alex. Right, welcome, Alex.
Thank you, Ricky, for having me. Excited to be here.
I'm really excited too. I think, obviously, in my point of view, you're probably the Web3 founder that have the best dance out there, right? I love all the short the dances that you recorded. I think you're really fun. You just have a different vibe comparing with anyone else building here in the space. And yeah, we'd love for you to give a quick intro about you, how you joined Web3, and would love to dive into the details on your journey.
Yeah, for sure. So, my name's Alex. I founded Drakula. Initially it was called Showtime. We had a product that did pretty well in 2021, which was like Instagram for NFTs. And I guess now we're more doing TikTok for NFTs and TikTok for like the crypto community. And so I've been building consumer-facing crypto products for the past 5 years or so. And before that, the one thing I'm known before my company is that I created my own social token, creator coin, however you want to call it, called Alex. And I did this to move from Paris to San Francisco and become a founder. And so now I'm a founder of this company. So it worked out. And so, yeah, that's my story in short.
That's awesome. For those of you who don't know about that, the story of Alex creating the $ Alex is super inspiring, right? Like check out other podcasts where he shared a lot more details about he's able to raise $20,000 to save the trip, the tickets and the apartment. It's really cool. But like for today, right, I would love to learn more about you as a founder, right? What do you think is your personality, right? What do you think is your greatest edge building in consumer crypto space, right? And then like to just share more about that part of you for the people who don't know much.
So I think the part of me that gives me an edge, I think the first thing is I did it myself before creating a product. So usually like people have a startup idea and then they go and do it versus I lived it. Like that was my life. In 2020, I created my own token called Alex. Actually, what's funny is that I had created another token before about my name called Alex Masmej Loan in 2019 with Peter Pan, who's now like a partner at 1KX, like he's an investor. Peter Pan had already loaned me money. I think it was like $2,000 or like $1,500 back in 2019 for like one of my first crypto events to pay for my flights. So I did a cryptocurrency token to pay off my debt where people could buy the token so they could buy and sponsor my trip and give the money back to Peter Pan, who was like subsidizing my flights and travels. After that, I was like, oh, cool. Like, I guess creating my token does work. And so when COVID happened and I had to go back to Paris, I decided to double down on this token idea and to make the Alex token. And then to go a bit bigger with the money amount and go from like $1,500 to $20,000. So it's my life. It's how I made it to tech. It's how I broke into tech that I used it. And so to me, I think that was a pretty strong pitch to investors because I was like, I'm going to try to do a social media app for crypto people as someone whose entire life has just been so far crypto and social media. That's my entire life led to this. And so I think that was a strong reason why. That's the only thing I've done in my life, which is social media and crypto. And so I think that's one important thing. And I'm also committed to see it happen. And so, as you said, the market is a bit down right now, but I'm not giving up, unlike other people, because to me, it's like I'm too attached to making this happen. And to me, if it's not happening yet, it's not because it will never work. It's just because the timing is wrong. And so I'm just waiting out the timing. But I'm pretty sure with the recent UX improvements in the space that we're going to see like a huge boom in like late this year / 2025. So like I'm definitely staying to see that and to make it happen.
That's awesome. And what's really fascinating is that you start to see lately the narrative finally, after all these years, right, have shifted from the infra, from all these things to consumer crypto, right? Right now, like you're really finally the cool kids for building in the space. And I'm really curious to see, like, as a person who's been building in the space for 5 years now, right? Like, what is your feeling? What's your perspective about like how the narrative have changed? What's your thought about like a person who living in this whole narrative? Like, what's the feeling building in all these different cycles? And what is your feeling right now?
So the feeling I get is that I think people say, "Oh, crypto moves so fast, tech moves so fast." But I think when you're day in day out in this industry for years, you kind of start realizing that the tech moves a little slowly. Sorry, I want to sneeze.
Bless you.
So it seems like, thank you. So it seems like the tech moves a little slowly because basically, like we're getting layer 2 right now. So like crypto is getting faster to use, cheaper to use, more scalable. But even then, like there's multiple layer 2s. There's like embedded wallets, the way you create a wallet and authorize your account. Like this is still all new technology. And so I still feel like the infrastructure is blocking and preventing crypto from like getting more mainstream. And so I think when you're building day in, day out for years and years, you see the space evolving, but it takes a while. Like every time we talk to partners and infrastructure partners, they're always like, "Oh, like it's coming out next week or next month. It's in our roadmap." Like we don't always have the tools we need to make a mainstream app possible, but it's getting there finally. And so I'm excited to see that happen.
That's awesome. Do you mind share just one example of like what are the infra like techniques that are blocking the consumer crypto? I'm just actually really curious to know about
Yeah.
that.
So I would say like when you are a user of a crypto consumer app, usually there's like two ways to basically have an account with a wallet so you can perform transactions. One way is you connect your wallet. So like you connect your MetaMask wallet or
Yes.
Rainbow wallet or like a wallet app. And so the good part about this is that you already have funds. Like you usually already have money in it. You just port over your wallet to one app. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is we create you a wallet from scratch, usually like a smart wallet. And that's cool because then you can perform transactions in the app instantly. You don't have to like connect your wallet, go back to your app and like, migrate it. So that's cool. And also most people don't have wallet apps, right? So like this option is better because you can just create a wallet on the spot. But the problem with this is then you have an empty wallet. And so you have to go through a deposit step where it's like go back to a wallet you own and send funds or buy it from some third-party provider. And so you have this dilemma of like these two options are not perfect because one is for power users who have a wallet, that's cool, but that's a limited user base. And the other one is we create you a wallet and the UX is easy, but there's no money in it. And so the reason I'm very, very excited about Base Smart Wallet, which basically is the Coinbase product on the Base chain, which will enable people to basically have a wallet being created or import it from your Coinbase wallet. And there's multiple options to fund it, including Coinbase.com, like the normal retail product. And so basically, I think Base Wallet is the best of both worlds, where you can import your existing Coinbase wallet, or if you don't, there's multiple ways to fund it, and it's a very easy wallet experience. And so that's just coming out right now. Like they just,
I saw that. I saw that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very, very recent. And so it's a proof of how crypto is early. It's like, I think for crypto to reach mass adoption, it has to be mobile. And I think the Base Smart Wallet mobile integration has just been live for like 2 weeks. And so now we are integrating it as we speak right now, but it's so recent and proves like, how much work there is still to do, but we are almost at the finish line. I would say the coming few months, we'll be able to have an app with like a ton of users. So I'm excited.
I'm super excited too. Like if you let me to make one prediction about the rest of 2024 or first half of 2025, I think there's going to be one app that's going to make it. Probably Drakula, right? That brings millions of users, just like Steppen. But now Drakula. I would love to learn more about what is the hardest part for you, to bootstrap Drakula as an app. Right now, I think it's getting pretty good traction, decent amount of users grows every week. But what is the hardest part of you just starting the cold start phase of Drakula?
So I think, we have to both work on crypto UX and we have to also work on making a great mobile app. I think that's one part. I think the second part that's hard as well is that crypto works in fashions, I guess. Like we launched at a very good timing when Farcaster was starting to blow up. So it was really awesome for us. But now it's now nothing is blowing up in crypto. The space is a bit down.
Yeah.
And so how do we find a marketing strategy that is the right timing for our launch? That's a little tough to know. And so right now we're kind of just building in the wild. We don't really know what's going to stick later. We just have to hope that we can reconfigure it to whatever new trend is going to be the new trend. And that's a little tough because we kind of have to build blindly. But I've done this in the past and it worked. Like the Alex token, I had no clue it was going to work. It was the first time and it worked out. A couple of years ago when I started my company, our first product, Showtime, was also, we were building an NFT product before NFT were a thing. And same for Drakula a couple of months ago. I built Drakula not knowing that DGen was going to be a big success. And we built it. And initially Drakula was using USDC. And we saw DGen happen. We swapped it very quickly. And then our product blew up. And so I guess you have to be adaptable to new trends and have your product be very easy to reconfigure very quickly to the new trend so you can ride the wave. I think that's probably the tricky part, but I think I've been getting good at it. I've done this multiple times, so hopefully we'll do it again at a bigger scale.
I think so too. I think you guys definitely will catch up the next train and it's gonna bloom to the moon. I hope so.
Thank you.
How many people you guys have on your team right now?
So right now we are a team of, I think, 8 people.
Awesome. It's definitely a tight team, but only the tight team investor is going to make it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Tight, quality team, very senior engineers, and that's about it.
That's awesome. What is the biggest lesson that you learned building Drakula?
So the biggest lesson is, our go-to-market was Farcaster. I think features and product are such tiny decisions have a massive impact. We built a lot of features for Drakula, and the one feature that really worked out in our favor was the degen trading aspect. I think one learning, though, that will be probably the biggest one is as a company, you have to choose if you build a protocol or an app. And if you're building a protocol, the app should really be bare bone. And if you're building an app, the protocol part, the crypto part should be bare bone and very basic. And so we decided as a company to never write smart contracts again and to just focus on building an app because we we don't want to build smart contracts because there are an infinite number of startups who are building APIs and smart contract stuff. So we just want to like rely on them. And so we had a smart contract for Drakula, but next we're going to just enable any token. And there's many, many providers that enable swapping of tokens, and we'll just use them. We will not write our own custom token contract system or swapping system. We'll just integrate whatever is out there.
Got it. I think that's definitely smart because as a person, like we're building it now too, right? We're working with countless infra providers, startup building APIs. I think it's a smart decision, right? Not to rewrite any of the smart contract yourself.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Also really curious about, as a founder, what do you think is the most important life thesis or like your view about this world that make you who you are today? This is like a really, really personal question, but I'm really down to see, but is my question clear?
So life thesis.
Or basically like your view about the world, right? How you as a founder or individual human being interact with the world.
Yeah.
And then to do whatever you're doing right now. And then to have the belief that wherever you do is going to have like a success.
Yeah. So to me, I think like you have to be both a visionary in the industry you're in. So for me, it's like, I really believe that crypto will become adopted by the masses and it will be through social media. And so I will build a social media powered by crypto and I'll just iterate until it works out. The second thing to build in parallel is how to build a company, how to build a startup. And you need both. I think sometimes I see founders where they actually know how to build a company, but they don't really have a good idea or good insights about the future. And so you just end up building like a B2B SaaS product that's pretty basic, like just another infra tool, and you get out competed because there's like 40 competitors. Or, and I guess I'm more of the latter, where like you're a visionary, you have the right intuitions, you have the right insights, but you don't actually know how to build a company. And I think that's been my case because personally, I always have really great ideas about the future, but this is my first job. I don't really have a lot of experience building companies. And so I had to learn on the spot how to build a company. And I'm still learning to this day. But so to me, the founders that really succeed are the ones that do both. You have to know how to build a great team. You also have to need to get the right intuitions. It's hard to get both, but I'm working on it.
And you will get there, man. I do think you are like have a great vision about the future.
Thank you.
And I think all the successful founders in Web3, they does that, right? You have to have the vision first, and then you learn how to become a great founder or CEO. The practical stuff. Yes. Where do you see Drakula be in the next 3 to 5 years? And then where do you see the entire crypto space be in 3 to 5 years?
So where do I see Drakula in 3 to 5 years? So Drakula started targeting the Farcaster audience. That was our go-to market. And now I think the next big piece of the puzzle is the crypto community beyond Farcaster. They are mostly on Twitter, and it's a bigger crowd because I would say like Farcaster is probably like between 50,000 users and like 250K users. So it's like on the order of magnitude of hundreds of thousands of users versus crypto Twitter X is more like millions of users.
Yeah.
And
at
so
least a couple million.
Exactly. So I think the next step would be to capture them. If we capture them, we'll probably get to like 10K or 100K weekly active users. And if we get to that stage, that's good. Then we'll think about the next stage of like how to get millions of users and tens of millions of users. But right now, our goal is we want to have like tens of thousands of users per day, and we'll think about it later. But I guess in 5 years, so that's my vision for like in a couple of years. The vision for 10 years is 1 billion users. In 5 years, I'm not sure exactly. It depends on where we are. Yep.
Got it. What about the entire crypto landscape? Where do you see us heading to the next era?
So I think crypto is going to continue to get easier and easier to use. And it will be social media apps like Drakula that will get a ton of people in crypto. And then that's going to like increase the adoption of crypto, as in like the DeFi, the financial part, because like you'll have your wallet created on Drakula, you'll then export it elsewhere on financial apps. So like people will start to create more wallets and use DeFi apps. So to me, like crypto adoption is first social apps, and then it's like a Trojan horse to use DeFi, to use other apps after. But the one app that actually gets people to create their first wallet will be social apps like Drakula. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. The fact that we are building an L2 for social, it means that we actually share the same thesis, right? We've been building a cyber, right? We've been building the social space for more than 4 years as well. So I totally agree with that. And yeah, before I let you go, like, please share more about, why should everyone be excited about what's coming next from Drakula? What is the next big update, roadmap?
So I think that the really cool thing about our next update is that we're going to go from Farcaster to Twitter. And so it's a bigger market. The UX is going to be easier. So what's next for us is it won't be just a web app. It will be on the App Store. You'll be able to sync your contacts with like your Twitter friends instead of the Farcaster people. You'll also, instead of having a token created for you, you can import a token. I think that's a huge, huge part, because that means that you'll be able to have a meme coin, any meme coin that you can create on Base or other L2s, and people can trade it. So that's huge, because like we won't create a coin for you. You can paste your own coin, and you can basically market your coin on Drakula, any coin that is. And so that's an evolution from Drakula, where before we were creating your coin for you. So you'll be able to market your coin. It will be a mobile app that's easy to use. We'll use Base Smart Wallet, which is much easier to use than like the previous setup we had. So the crypto stack is going to be easier. And actually, Base Smart Wallet supports, I think, any L2 chains. So you'll be able to use the Cyber chain if you want.
Awesome.
So yeah, pretty excited about the new update. So it'll just get easier and more mainstream, I guess, than the Drakula version.
Awesome. Thank you very much for hopping on. Do you have any more about yourself, about Drakula, that you wanted to share with the audience?
No, I think that's good. I showed a lot of alpha in that last question. It's not really known to the public yet, so I'm excited to share it with your podcast.
This is awesome.